that's vile.
Dude, there's lemonade here. Finish it, put yourself lemonade.
It's nice.
No, clearly you like this.
It's just a bit sour.
So what is it?
Sours.
There's more of that, I don't know what that is. 43 Guerian and E-tree.
A tree.
A tree.
Gorenta tree.
Liqueur. What the fuck? What is that? Like, I know it's a liqueur, but like, what is it? Like, isn't everything a liquor?
Dunno.
Are liqueurs and liquors different things?
A liqueur
Yeah. Coffee liqueur
is the right way of pronouncing liquor.
So like, if you what's a
think.
hard liquor?
What's a hard liquor? Liqueur. A hard liquor.
Is a whiskey?
I don't know if that's just an American way of
Pass my
saying
drink,
whiskey.
please.
Like, I don't know. I don't know anything about culture, dude. I don't fucking know what the Americans are up to.
Well, we just
Jesus
proved
Christ.
you don't know anything. But let's start a moment in the episode. What's going on, guys? How's it going, internet? I'm Dan Howles.
AKA Dover.
That's Dan Loder.
AKA Slodey shit.
And we're the 2D Show, and this is just a chilled out conversation. So, a liqueur, like a coffee liqueur, Bailey's,
yes.
is a sort of
Irish
Irish cream liqueur. What?
liqueur.
God, where's your phone?
Yeah.
Find me the definition of the difference between liqueur and liquor. Because right now, I'm drinking Fireball, but I have this bad boy, and it's all in fucking.
Liquor is simply the common name for any distilled beverage. To become a liqueur, a base liquor, i.e. grain spirit, brandy or rum, is sweetened with the addition of fruits, flowers, plants or pure juices to achieve a minimum sugar content of 2.5%. So it's actually to do with the sugar content.
So that's
That
a
is
liqueur.
definitely a liqueur.
Which one? Sorry, liqueur is
Liquor is just a name for all
anything with alcohol is a liquor.
any distilled beverage.
So it's a wine and liquor.
I don't think so. I think it would be
A cans of
like vodka is distilled. I don't know what distilled means. Let's Google distilled.
define distilled. Okay, this is a strange episode from people. You know what I've done as well?
What is our actual topic today?
Keep talking a sec about vodka. It's because I blocked the timer on the laptop and I couldn't see. So, like, distilling, you have like distilled water, but not all water is distilled, correct?
Mm.
What is the act of distilling?
So I'm trying to find out now. Nope.
In fact, I don't even know if I've had distilled water, and if I had, what it tastes like. Alcohol's a fun.
Distillation
Yeah.
is a process of separating the component substances from a liquid mixture by selective evaporation and condensation.
So does that mean it's breaking up the oxygen and the hydrogen?
No, it just means you're getting rid of the water from something. So say you
You
had
have distilled water. How are you removing the water from water?
but then you could recondense the water in something else.
In-
So like say you have dirty water or you have like salt water and you heat it up to evaporate the water, you'd be left with like just dry salt in
Yes.
one glass. Then you would like condense the water, like the water would evaporate away down a tube and condense in another cup.
Yeah.
So you just have pure water in that
Yes.
cup because it will have just.
And that technically is then distilled.
That is distilled.
That is distilled water.
Yes.
How do they clean water otherwise?
Filter it and shit.
What
Put it
was
through like filter paper and paper filters and
interesting?
filter paper.
So what's going on, internet? I'm Dan Howles.
We've done this.
Fuck. 2 fireballs and I don't even know what's going
We've
on.
done it.
So the topic for today's Slode is your topic. Now we can keep talking about liqueurs and liquors. We still haven't got to the bottom of what this is. Welcome to Liquor 40. It's called Liquor 43. That's the name of it. Welcome to Liquor 43, the world's most versatile liqueur. Wait, what?
So it's liquor 43
So everything's a liquor?
that is distilled.
Yes.
So I think that means like spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a liqueur because it's quite sugary.
So that's what it means.
Does it taste alright?
I mean, it's not the worst. Explore this miraculous golden sensation and its wonderful array of servers. Yeah, and this wonderful array of servers.
Servers?
Serves.
Serves?
Serves?
Serves.
And this wonderful array of serves. So, what's our topic for today, buddy?
Oh God, what should we talk about? Oh, can series continue without their creator?
You don't get up on that microphone.
So, obviously, there is something that's triggered this.
I'm gonna just let you have your soapbox here because I did this with Star Wars, so you do your thing.
I think the thing that's triggered it for me is... It doesn't really apply, though, because she still helped write it.
What are you on about first off?
The 8th Harry Potter book. If you haven't read
Is
it...
that what they define it as? The 8th Harry Potter book?
It is a 19 years later story.
But I get it, and it's canon. Like, it is official.
It's written... It's her story turned into a play.
Is it, though? Or
By other
did
people.
she assist?
I believe she probably did have a hand in the play, but from the cover it said it's an original story by her, and then 2 like playwriters or / direct theatre people have
Yeah, screenwriters. Yeah.
have turned it into a play.
Interesting.
Um,
So we're talking, of course, about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, part 1 and 2.
yes. Again, spoilers, but they fuck around a lot
Right.
of time. Like the big spoilers.
First off, 3 seconds. You got to get out in 3
you gotta
seconds.
go.
Spoilers for the 8th Harry Potter book that's been out for about 2 weeks.
You don't want to hear
You
this.
should have read it because I know people you've read it by now.
Yeah.
You read it in about a weekend. You should have read it, but if you want to get out now, 3, 2, 1. Whoops, 1. Spoilers.
Okay, they fuck around a lot with time turners.
But
Okay,
we all know my problems with time turners.
yes, we all know your problem with time turners, and I agree with you. They take liberties with the time turners in the books, but they do it okay in the books. They explain it. All the plot holes make sense in the book. In this one,
Not starting on that.
it doesn't really make much sense to me.
How so?
For example, they openly say that there's like a rule that some wizard came up with. Like the furthest back you can go with a time turn without like fucking up your future is 5 hours.
Why? Is that just...
They
it's just a
don't
rule?
explain why. They just say 5 hours is like, what he thinks is like, if you go back any
Acceptable.
further, you're going to do damage like to your future self. They then go back 40 years, and this is fine. They go back 40 years, and the whole point, let me just explain, the whole point of the story is you have Harry Potter's son and Draco Malfoy's son become friends at school, and Harry and his son don't really get on because his son gets sorted into Slytherin.
Harry's son goes to Slytherin.
Yes.
What?
Yep. Harry's son gets sorted into Slytherin.
Isn't his son's name Albus
Albus
Severus?
Severus.
Severus.
Yeah.
Not Severus.
Albus Severus. I would say Severus.
It's Severus Snape, though, isn't it?
I would say
That's not the
Severus
conversation. Carry on.
So he gets sorted into Slytherin. He has an argument with his dad, and he ends up getting into his head that he's trying to like get back at his dad because his dad just makes all these mistakes apparently, and he's
Harry's
trying
dad.
to yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So Harry's son wants to get back at Harry.
What's
so-
Harry done wrong?
I don't think it's just he like makes lots of mistakes. Like lots of people pay the price for Harry Potter.
What's like what? Like, are we talking?
Cedric Diggory is
So
the
we're
one that they focus
why the fuck is Cedric Diggory a thing? He was like the fourth
Because
book.
Cedric's dad comes to their house to
Right.
like have a go at Harry and say, "You found a time turner. You need to like bring my son back." And Harry's like, "No, we can't do that."
I thought all the time turners were destroyed.
They were, but
One.
Lucius
If you say
Malfoy-
boo, but one.
Lucius Malfoy was trying to make more,
Why?
or wanted to make more. He thought the Ministry only had ones that would go back like half an hour at a time. They were designed for like
5 hours.
They were designed so that you could only go back a couple of hours or so, like just so you wouldn't fuck too much up. Lucius Malfoy wanted a more powerful one. So, the one that they find, first of all, will only let you go back for 5 minutes. So they decide to... No, I'm good. I got it. They decide to go back to the... They figured that if they could stop Cedric winning the Triwizard Tournament, which is obviously where he grabs the hawk,
And it's a porky.
him and Harry get transported to the graveyard. Voldemort like bashes him, and he dies.
Okay.
So they figure that if they can stop Cedric winning the tournament, they can stop him from dying. So they go back to the first task, and what they do is they pose as Durmstrang students
Durmstrang, one of the other schools?
Yes.
Okay.
And they disarm Cedric
Okay.
as he's doing the first task.
The first task is the water one, right? Or the dragon.
Yeah. So Cedric couldn't win it. By doing that, in the process, they happen to speak to Hermione, and they're like, "Oh, Hermione, what are you doing?" She's like, "Do I know you?" And they're like, "Oh shit, no, you don't." And then so Hermione becomes suspicious of these two people then,
Okay.
and sees them disarm Cedric.
Okay.
As a result of that, butterfly pet, she doesn't go to the ball with Crumb,
Doesn't
who is the Durmstrang champion, because she suspects
does
him of
Ron
cheating.
still go with his girl?
Ron, the whole point of the Yule Ball, as it's called, is Ron gets jealous seeing Hermione with someone else.
Yes.
That doesn't happen. They don't end up married. They don't end
Interesting.
up having kids. But
That makes sense.
that's the only thing that goes wrong with them going back 20 years.
Right. Okay.
That's the only thing that went wrong. That's they come back, they're both still alive. Like Harry's son is still alive, Draco Malfoy's son is still alive.
Do Ron and Hermione ever have a kid? In the real universe, in
In
canon.
the actual, yeah.
Does that kid ever interact with Harry's kid or Severus's kid?
Yeah, in the...
That doesn't work. Because the
It's
series of events...
Then they go back even further.
Oh, okay. So we go back again?
It doesn't work. Cedric still dies. He
How? To the dragon?
No.
So he has to go to one?
He has a drive to do better in the rest of the tournament and managed to make a comeback and still wins with Harry.
How? It's just like, and he got second
It's just
place.
like, oh no, we didn't do enough. So they go back to the second task and
Which
fuck
is
Cedric up
the
again.
water one.
They make him float away. They
make him float
inflate so that he is
Harry Potter
embarrassed
is
in front of
fucking
the whole
stupid.
School. And obviously that does mess things up, and they end up in this alternate universe where Voldemort takes over, and Harry's child doesn't exist anymore.
So how can he go forward?
The time turner they're using only goes back for 5 minutes. But it's just
Wait, what?
It
You just
doesn't
say
make
went back
sense to me.
20 years and he goes back 5 minutes.
They go back 20 years in time, but they can only stay there for 5 minutes.
How is? But if Voldemort rules the world,
they come back to the
How does
present day, which
Albus-
is now changed because of
but
what
Albus
Albus doesn't come back because Harry Potter's dead.
Right, so it's just Severus's kid.
It's just really odd. I just don't like it.
Severus Malfoy.
I just think more would have gone wrong.
Yeah, probably. But so what? Does Severus go back?
Scorpius is Malfoy's kid.
Sorry, I
he's in this present.
Scorpius.
But it's just really. I don't like it.
Why?
I just don't.
Well, what? Verbalize.
It just.
Is it not true? Does it not make sense? Does it?
I just think more would have gone.
I'm very
wrong.
okay with keeping this topic for another day and talking more about the Cursed Child if you want to. We can turn this into a spoiler episode for the Cursed Child.
And then they end up going back to Godric's Hollow, which is 41 years ago.
Godric's Hollow being where Harry Potter's parents
Yeah.
died. Okay.
And
We're doing the spoiler video, everyone.
And they want to fucking polyjuice potion up. And that takes a month.
To what?
They want to turn someone into Voldemort.
Turn who?
Harry into Voldemort.
Harry?
Pose as Voldemort.
He's a baby in 41 years
No,
ago.
but older Harry goes back.
He's dead.
It's all very confusing.
Isn't Harry dead?
But they fix it somehow. But they fix it by going back again.
Okay.
Goes back.
How many fucking timelines are in this book?
Exactly.
Okay, carry on.
They go back to and rather than just leave it alone, he goes back and does counter magic to. He goes back, Scorpius goes back on his own, sees him and Albus doing the spell on Cedric, and casts another spell to stop them casting the spell. So rather than just putting it right,
Okay.
they've made further changes in my opinion. So I don't think you can then expect to go back to the reality you were expecting to go back to and have everything be the same. I don't understand.
Stepping on a
Because
butterfly.
Hermione would have still seen them
Rugby tackle themselves,
or when he cast a shield charm, they tried to disarm Cedric, and Scorpius cast a shield charm to stop them being able to do it.
Albus,
Albus is Harry's son.
Harry's kid, the second time comes back.
No, Scorpius. Oh, the camera thing's gone off.
Oh. Right, apologies about that. Remember when I said in episode 4 that we'd fixed all the technical
No.
issues?
No.
So, cutting a long story short, Slode, because we lost a little bit there. You weren't fussed on the Cursed Child.
I like the book. I just don't think. I think they're a bit liberal with the rules of time travel. When they say,
Is that because J.K.'s not there?
does she help write it?
Like as
I don't know, because she helped write it. I don't know, man. This is not related to series continuing without the creators at all, is it? Anyway.
Well,
I
it
just
is.
think, I don't know if it was just because it's a play and you can't put enough,
no, fuck that.
detail into a play, but,
It's just like any work of fiction can stick to its own set of rules.
it went out of its way to be self-contained, I think. And, they started in a place,
Then they should have wrote their own fucking story,
they
not Harry Potter.
went through a plot, and it had a happy ending, which I don't think it needed to have. It picked them up, they did a story, and it put them back down in virtually the same place, and I don't like that.
Okay. So, what are we talking about here? We specifically talking about how the book didn't. Is it because it's a different writing team behind it, a different creative process? Is it because it's a different medium?
I think the medium is probably what contributes to it, because I know in books you have a lot more freedom with the length of your story you're pretty much unlimited.
Yeah, but it's also two
would read
plays. Forget about
It is two. It is two
It
plays.
is too. So
But-
medium does the length of time doesn't when you adapt media to a different when you adapt a story to a different medium, comic books to films, albums, fucking War of the Worlds started off as a radio play then turned into a musical. You can have liberties with it, but it still all can make sense in its own sort of reimagining of it.
I think
Saying the length of time, a book can be anywhere from 50 pages to fucking 5,000 pages. It can be anywhere in between. Saying the length of time doesn't really matter because you could say, well, no one wants to watch a 4-hour play. Fair, but that doesn't stop you from writing a 4-hour play.
True.
And it's two plays. It's two-hour plays.
It's just, I think it's more because you've got the Harry Potter books are very much you start a journey, they go through the journey, they're very different people. It's a very different situation at the end of that journey.
Yeah, okay.
Which I think is good.
That's why
it progresses. Whereas in this, I feel like it could have happened in a day. It didn't. It happens over a couple of you see Albus growing up.
So how old is Albus at the end of the? How old is he at the beginning?
It starts off with the last scene of the 7th book when he's just going to Hogwarts. You see him get sorted. They have
it literally continues.
You have a couple of flashbacks of him going through different years of school and him and Harry arguing, their relationship breaking down, which I liked. I liked that it was more about the people. I liked that the social interactions were a bit more grown up, because in the books they are kids and it's more about the task at hand. Whereas I liked that it was more how does that how do these characters react to that and stuff.
You're similar to me in this way. You prefer characters over plot.
Yeah, whereas I think the
prefer that
plot
as well.
was kind of it was just odd. I just don't like that they we'll just go back in time
So
and make
was it a
better.
good? Was it a good book?
I enjoyed it.
The boys and girls watching right now. Would you say oi, you got to
I'd
spare a
say-
weekend, spend £10 and get?
If you liked that, if you like the Harry Potter universe, I think you owe it to yourself to read it.
But then why didn't you watch Pottermore or read Pottermore?
I do.
Oh, okay. You're the first person I've ever met.
Yeah, I quite like Pottermore.
it
They're
still good?
interactive versions of the books. I don't really. It's more of a mini game for me than a. I do like the stuff that she releases on there. She does little.
Is she still doing it?
Yeah, Pottermore's good. Still going strong.
Fuck man, I had no idea.
It's all
I
just,
genuinely
extra
thought I called
writings.
you out then.
Sorry, I'm just taking my socks off casually in there.
I'm not even aware. See this internet. This is what you are fucking watching right now.
And me with my trainer socks.
Not. You are watching two grown men. One of us is not wearing socks.
No.
What are you doing with your life? What are we doing with our lives?
So that's what I feel about it. I just don't think they solve the problem of going back in time by going further back in time and then going back in time to do to change what they what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't.
Influence the changes they've already made, and that makes it okay. No other bad things happen.
They fix themselves by doing the same thing that broke it in the first place.
Yeah, and there are no other consequences to it.
Well, that you know of. I mean, how much of it is spent in the present day? Give me
a fair bit, because they go
half, a third.
I'd say about a third.
Yeah.
Half. because there's quite a lot of like Harry and they don't like Scorpius and Albus go missing because they obviously don't tell
Back
anyone
in
what they're
time.
doing. Or yeah, they go back in time.
How
end
are
up
they
doing all
missing?
sorts of
When
other
you-
things.
When you go back in time, it's currently 20 past 10, right? If I go back in time, I can spend 20 years in the past. But when I come back, why not come back at 20 past 10?
But will you come back 20 years? I don't know. Will you come back 20 years older?
No, that's time travel. Otherwise, I could just live 20 years
So you're going to go and spend 20 years
in the past, and then come back to this exact point.
Do you age when you time
Yes,
travel?
because I've lived 20 years.
So you would come back at 20 years older?
Yes,
Okay.
but I would come back to now.
You can?
But the time turner goes back to when it starts. Like, you said they only have 5 minutes. And then they rip back to the future.
Yes.
But they only... Like, they're not...
They go back to the exact same time that they came from.
Yeah, exactly. So they're not 5 minutes in the future. So, like, how can they go missing?
Oh, I mean, like, they run away from school to, like, get the time turner and stuff like that. Like, quite a few things happen in the present day.
Okay, sorry.
In that sense, that they go to, like, they steal the time turner from Hermione's office.
So the whole film
is
isn't about the whole film. The whole book plays aren't about traveling in time.
No, it's just it's probably like the main plot thing
Okay.
is that they travel back in time and fuck things up and then decide to go back in time again to like fix them.
Okay.
And it just all I don't know, it unsettles me. Because I like in the episode,
it just sounds like the
episode, I maintain like Harry Potter books. I think there's all of it. I think a lot of it makes sense. I think she's done well to like make a lot of the magic make sense.
Guys, still, tweet at J.K. Rowling and tell her, like, we want her on the show to talk about
Yes,
this. It would be cozy as fuck with 3 people on the
I
sofa.
think it would.
But, you know, we want...
I like I said, I like the book. It just had issues for me that I didn't have with the other books, and I think that unsettled me.
That's interesting. I'd like to know how much influence she had over the story then. If you're... 'cause-
Apparently, from if I'm interpreting what they say in like the back of the book about whose role was whose, it says based on an original story by J.K. Rowling, which I assume is she's written a story and they've written a play based on her story. Is what she probably did. It could be different. I'm just completely
Bullshit.
I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I interpret.
I'd like to know if there never was a play, if she would release this story. Like, that is the interesting thing. Like, how much of JK is in this book?
Yeah.
Because people laud JK for her writing style, for her ability to write, like, have everything already mapped out. And then this is my problem. I don't think she does. I think people just jump on that bandwagon being like, oh my god, like, Avada Kedavra. Of course that's what killed the Potters. Like, you don't hear about things... Like, there was no mention of a dragon in Gringotts until dragons were around. Now, you're going to be like, oh, in the book, in chapter 7, blah, blah, blah. But, like, my problem with the films... But she also...
It was literally in the first book.
She also
It was in the first book.
was apparently a managing director on, like, all the films. She apparently helped write all the scripts. So you're going to sit here and be like... The book... Not you, but, like, people were going to be like... The books are so good because J.K. could really put what she wanted into them. But the films don't count because, like... They're all different people's artistic visions because it's a different director and stuff and all of them, different scriptwriters. But J.K. was the one consistent, besides the actors, over all those films. So, like, this feels like film J.K. Rowling instead of book J.K. Rowling. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Is she just on the front of it because Harry Potter's on the front? Because J.K. is almost a bigger brand, almost as big of a brand, at least, as Harry Potter. Her net worth must be fucking insane.
She is quite rich.
Like, but not even that, like... The amount people, I imagine, pay to get on the front of, like, a magazine or something is probably insane. I remember when The Casual Vacancy came out, her first book after Harry Potter. And apparently it was awful. I've never read it. I don't know.
I got quite bored of it.
Yeah.
I only read the first
Sarah
half
did
of
the
it.
exact same thing. There was, like, apparently, like, 6 facts in, like, the first, like, 3 pages. And she was like, she is desperately trying not to be Harry Potter right now. And, like, It didn't
probably
feel.
was. It was. I think it was quite.
It's a reaction.
It was just quite a normal book, and I think like it would be. It probably was quite good. It's just I didn't want a normal book.
What was the plot of that book? A guy dies and his house goes up for sale or some shit like that, isn't it?
A guy dies and he's on like this council, this like village council, and I don't remember why, but it's called a casual vacancy because he.
The problem is, dude, you don't remember why. Like that's the problem. Not with you, but like the magic wasn't there. Is JK just like I hit gold and I milked it? Because I don't believe Harry Potter was ever meant to ever finish school. It was just a book for fucking 8-year-olds.
She always said there was going to be like 7 years of Hogwarts and she was going to do a book for every year.
Did she say...
That was her plan from the beginning, apparently. Like, it was always going to be Harry going to
Because she likes money.
There was always going to be one book for each year.
Until the films got hold of it and then split the last book.
Yeah, but that's just... All films have done that. Like
No! All films since have done that.
Yeah, they have. Twilight did it. Hunger Games did it.
Hobbit did it in
the Divergent series have now done it.
I don't even know what Divergence is.
Almost, it's another dystopian, like Hunger Games-esque thing. A bit different, but it's still very much like the world has ended and we now all live in a city. We don't
Maze Runner, same sort of fucking thing.
Yeah, basically.
Don't know what these are, but I watch the trailer. I'm like, I don't care.
I quite like the Divergent ones though.
Have you read the books?
And I preferred the books to the films. Me and Jenny watched the film, and I thought, I'll read the books of those, and I read the books, and then obviously I read the books ahead of the next film, and then watched the next film, and I was like, they've done that wrong.
It's mad that everything is based off of everything now. And I'm saying this fully as a comic book fan who fucking are more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy, but these two parody off each other a lot. But like, 50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fanfiction. Twilight was based off a Muse song.
Probably.
Like there's a Reddit post that I got this from. It's like Muse sing English. English was from like Anglo-Saxons. Anglo-Saxons is from like the Romans. It's Romans, Julius Caesar. So basically, Julius Caesar wrote 50 Shades of Grey. Now, of course, to the fucking utmost ridiculous degree. But everything is fucking stacked on it. Like, you almost have to have a shared knowledge of all these fucking universes to understand. Like, as an outsider, never the fuck am I ever going to read a Divergence book.
They're pretty good.
Why? What?
Oh, I don't
30
know.
second elevator pitch. What's Divergence?
Oh, it's... The world's ended. Well, I don't want to end it. It's like an experiment. The world is like, there's been loads of like nuclear wars. This force has emerged in this dystopian future, and they decided, right, the way we're gonna like put this right is by purifying the genes of people. So we're gonna like make this city where there'll be 5 factions that will like represent like personal human
This
traits.
is Hunger Games.
Yep, they'll represent human traits, and when one person is born that has the right amount of all those traits, then the experiment succeeded. We've made someone genetically pure. We can fix genes.
What the fuck?
And then it all turns out that it's all just absolute bullshit. And they stick it to the people that have put them in these experiments. And they end the experiment.
Oh, well, this has been your spoiler cast for both Divergence
Spoilers!
and the Harry Potter Cursed Child.
The last Divergent film hasn't come out yet, so if you haven't watched the Divergent films,
probably should have given them a warning.
We probably should have given them one because I just told you the end.
So,
I think.
Are all the books out?
David dies.
Who's David?
Exactly. You stupid lying bitch, who's David? Some guy who lives next door.
I don't know what's happening.
It's a busted song.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm Dan Howles. That's Dan Loder. We are the 2D Show, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we come at you with a brand new video and a topic of conversation. Remember, you can get your topics on the Friday show, which you can email us at topics@2dshow.com and, tweet us at at 2D Show. Remember, use the hashtag chew it out.
For more
use
absolutely
the hashtag chew it out?
Just hashtag chew it. Just use the hashtag.
But use the hashtag
chew it out.
colon use the hashtag, open brackets,
I
hashtag
think
chew it
people
out.
will know what you mean. You say use the hashtag chew it out.
Use the hashtag chew it out, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, Friday show, we're going to be giving music. We want to play you talented motherfuckers. So what we want you to do is, if you can email us at topics@2dshow.com, we'll still use that one.
Yeah.
Music, remember, we basically just want to represent you guys and part of this very cool community. So, yeah, give us your songs. Preferably give us MP3 links at least, and like a little thing you want to say about your band, singing group, whatever. And we'll plug them at the end of every week. This Friday is our first one because again, this is the first week that we've gone live and actually posted stuff. But yeah, we love you. Thank you for sticking around. Remember, like, share, subscribe, do all that beautiful stuff, and just get involved. That's the whole point. It's like a back and forth conversation. Like, it's not just two people here. It's a third, and that's you. I've had a lot of vodka.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We love you.
Bye. So that's 2 down.
So is it a liqueur or a liquor?
Christ.